Okay, we're on mummies. And he's getting the drinks. Okay, here we go. Name 3 actors who have played the mummy.
Boris Karloff, Tom Tyler, Lon Chaney Jr.
That's right. It says Tim Tyler, not Tom, but...
I think it's... Alright, we'll have to check that later. I think it's Tom Tyler.
Okay. What liquid leads the mummy to his victims in the mummy's hand?
Tana juice.
That's right. Tana leaf tea. But yeah.
Oh, alright.
What? I don't know. Some of these I do know, but not like James knows them. What horror icon plays Yusuf Bey in 1944's The Mummy's Ghost?
Who plays Yusuf Bey?
In The Mummy's Ghost.
Turhan Bey?
Y-O-U-S-E-F Bey.
Yeah, that's Yusuf.
Played by Turhan Bey?
Oh no. John Carradine.
Oh.
Thank
You
you.
know that?
Yeah, I know now. I was wrong. Yeah.
Okay. Alright, you got one wrong. Okay. Who plays the High Priest in 3 of the 1940s mummy movies? Wait.
George Zucco?
Yes.
Alright.
Wow. I didn't think you were going to get that. I'm impressed. I'm really impressed. You know more than I thought you knew. And I knew he knew a lot, but he knows more than I even thought he knew.
This exposing the full depth of James Rolfe.
Oh, yeah, you know
No, this is like the real nerd, you know, like this is exposing the nerd.
I'm exposing what my brain is filled with.
Yeah, please don't expose anything else.
What was the title of the follow-up to The Mummy? The original 1932 Mummy. What was the title of the
Mummy's Hand.
No.
Mummy's Curse.
What was the follow-up?
Maybe I said it wrong. Maybe let me reread it. What was the title of the follow-up to The Mummy?
Okay, it doesn't mean like what movie came after it? The Invisible Man.
No.
Okay, follow.
It's a mummy movie.
The Mummy's Hand.
This says The Curse of the Mummy's Tomb.
Oh, is he talking about the Hammer one? Yeah, it's talking about the
No,
Hammer.
it says 1932.
That's wrong. It confused it with the Hammer film one. Because the Hammer,
Another mistake.
Mummy
You want a pen?
1959 is followed
Yeah.
by Curse of the
All right,
Mummy's.
excuse my camera.
How many mummy movies were made by Universal between 1932 and 1944?
5.
Correct. You're nuts. How is the mummy destroyed in the mummy's tomb?
The house is burned down, like everything.
It says burned by a mob. Yep. Who wore the mummy's wrappings in 3 Universal films?
Lon Chaney Jr.
Correct. In 1942's The Mummy's Tomb, what did Dick Foran remove from the tomb and bring back to the U.S.?
Tana leaves?
Princess Anaka's mummy.
Ah, oh, man, it's a big one. All right, go ahead.
It's the beer. James knew that one. It's just the beer.
Okay, all right. Okay, how is the mummy brought to life in Hammer's The Mummy, 1959?
He's in a swamp, and there's the Egyptian priest is doing this. Okay, I know what it is. It's the scroll of life.
That's absolutely correct.
All right.
The ancient scroll of life.
Oh, I didn't get the ancient in there.
I'm really impressed with you, James.
Disgusting. Like you have to be losing major, like general motor functions to have
This is why you can't do anything else. You know that?
Like, are you like a bad driver, or like really bad at singing, or like something must be missing?
I'm bad at singing. I'll give you that.
Okay, so the whole singing quadrant of your brain is gone.
Yeah.
Filled with mummy facts. All
Yeah,
right?
mummy's over singing.
Mummy's over singing.
That would be the next Broadway musical.
What 1940s exotic leading man plays the high priest to exact revenge on the tomb raiders in the mummy's tomb?
Turhan Bey.
That's right. And by the way, if you want to see, like, he's getting this right. Turin Bay, he just got the baby boomer horror and sci-fi movie trivia. So if you want to check it and see for yourself, there you go. You can probably just use the internet.
That's right.
Okay.
Absolute proof that James Rolfe knows way too much about Frankenstein, Wolfman, Dracula, Mummy,
And all those things.
This is just proof that James Rolfe is a nerd. He's the nerd.
People ask me about video games all the time, and half the time I'm like, fuck if I know.
Yeah.
So you're asking about who played?
That should be your, that should be your next
Princeton-
character. You should be
the angry old movie.
The angry horror nut nerd.
Like I probably watched like all these movies when I was like 13 or something. You know.
All right, next question. How long did it take Jack Pierce to wrap up Lon Chaney Jr. as the Mummy?
Oh fuck! I'm gonna say 8 hours. Wait, the full body
That's right.
is 8 hours.
Exactly right.
All right.
Where
How the
does?
fuck do you know that?
Yeah. By the way. My question is, how the fuck do you know that?
I was because I was there. Nah, I've probably like I've read so many things and watched so many documentaries over the years. But another fun fact, if you want to know, Lon Chaney Jr. hated the Mummy for which is no surprise because if you had to sit or like stand and get all this plaster and bandages wrapped around you for 8 hours and then still have to like act like you would want to kill yourself. So what he did, he actually started like drinking a lot, and he actually had like a jug of like vodka, and he had it wrapped under the bandages when he was the Mummy, and there was a straw going to his mouth. So when he was like staggering around as the Mummy, he was actually sipping on the vodka.
So it's like a primitive beer helmet. That's what mummies did back
Basically,
in ancient Egypt.
That's a primitive beer helmet. Living mummies would do it.
Yeah, living.
Yeah, of course. Because, but now I knew that because it's in the book Universal Horrors, which one of Lon Chaney Jr.'s
You know what? This
friends.
is really good. We should do we should get like all like the books like this that exist and just go through all of them and have like a new like web series called James Rolfe Knows.
So, what's the best way to apply mascara? How do you?
It's
apply
been replaced with the Mummy. He doesn't know.
He's like,
Oh, that's
he's
true.
like, wait, what does that have to do with Lon Chaney?
Yeah.
The mascara.
He's like, did Jack Pierce do anything with that?
I don't know. I don't know if that's. I don't know what mascara is. I used to use I think I used mascara before in some of my movies to simulate like a black eye, and I remember my mom would be like, "Why the fuck are you using mascara?"
Expensive.
Where does 1944's The Mummy's Curse take place?
Louisiana.
Correct.
All right.
You know town?
You know when it takes place also?
No.
I actually don't know the exact date either, but it's like in the 2000s or something because they contradicted themselves. They said that it took place some like 30 to 50 years after the events of the last movie, which took place in the 40s. So eventually it makes it out to the 2000s, but it's like it's when you watch it, it's obviously not the 2000s. There's no cell phones or internet.
James is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Because I knew you knew a lot, but I really didn't know you knew this much. The titled monster in The Mummy's Hand is played by a B-movie cowboy. Who is the cowboy?
Tom Tyler.
Yeah. According to The Mummy's Ghost, what year was The Mummy's Ghost?
1944.
That was just a little side question I was throwing out. Okay, according to The Mummy's Ghost, how many tana leaves must be brewed to keep the mummy alive?
9.
Alright, let's go.
Your ass. You store all this in your ass.
This is all up your ass.
I haven't even seen these in a while, so.
Why does the mummy kill his priest in 1944's The Mummy's Ghost?
John Carradine tells the mummy to kill the Princess Ananka. Well, which is actually the woman who's reincarnated as Princess Ananka, and basically he doesn't want to. He disobeys the priest. Whatever. What's it say?
That's all that.
You didn't really.
Yeah.
That one you didn't phrase right, but you got it right. The priest has decided to become immortal and keep Princess Ananka for himself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Obviously.
Yeah.
In 1959, the mummy who was Paris in ancient Egypt?
Christopher Lee.
This is a priest of Karnak.
Oh, I thought it meant who was the actor. Okay, well, whatever.
Nope.
Alright. The first Hammer mummy movie gets its plot and many characters from what two Universal movies?
Oh, well, it takes from the first one, the Imhotep one with Boris Karloff, 1932, and it also takes from the Karras plot lines, like the mummy's hand. Is that the one that
It
says?
says hand and tomb.
Hand and tomb.
The mummy's hand and the mummy's tomb.
Okay, I can see that, yeah. All right.
How is the mummy brought back to life?
It's like some crazy gypsy woman.
It says a sacred oath is read off a sacred shroud.
Okay.
What happened to director Seth Holt during the filming of 1971's Blood from the Mummy's Tomb?
I have no idea.
He died on the set during the 5th week of a 6-week shoot.
That sucks.
Wow.
Where is the mummy when it is resurrected by Mehmet Bey in 1959's The Mummy?
In a like how specific? Like it's in a swamp.
And say more about it. Do you know anything more about it?
It's in a swamp.
You got it. It says a pond.
Oh, is that what it says? Okay.
Blood from the Mummy's Tomb, 1971, is adapted from a Bram Stoker story. Which one?
Jewel of Seven Stars.
Correct. Who wore the Mummy's bandages in 1967's The Mummy's Shroud?
Who wore the mummy's bandages?
Who wore the Mummy's bandages in The Mummy's Shroud?
It wasn't Christopher Lee.
That's correct.
I don't know. Don't know who it
Well,
was.
he said that much. He says Christopher Lee's stunt double.
That's interesting. Okay.
Well, he got it wasn't Christopher Lee. So.
That's true.
So
Technically,
basically
it was
somebody
not.
that wasn't Christopher Lee.